Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to step into a new dawn. Stand up and bask in the warmth of the rays of the rising sun. The visionary, legendary, charismatic servant of the people, the honorable, noble statesman, our esteemed political leader and chairman, Bhaskar Pandey and Mrs. Oma Pandey. Opposition leader and deputy political leader, Kamla Prasad Bisesa. Our deputy political leader, Austin Jack Warner, listening to us in Cape Town, South Africa, in the company of Nelson Mandela. Mr. Steve Alvarez of the Leadership Council, Senator Tim Gopi Singh CEO, Senator Jennifer Jones Kernahan, Dr. Rupert Griffith, Northeast Regional Coordinator, the young Senator Jennifer Jones Kernahan, the young dynamic Michaela Pandey, MPs, senators, candidates, coordinators, the media, friends, family, well-wishers with us here or listening on Power 102 FM and Shakti 97.5 at home and abroad. Good evening and welcome to the House of the Rising Sun. Welcome to the United National Congress Alliance Monday Night People's Talkback Forum in Arima, JDRM. The battle for Waterfield is on. On one side, wearing Balize red, we have ETEC and HDC. On the opposing side, wearing environment-friendly green, we have the Waterfield community. These government agencies are saying that everyone in Waterfield must go to make way for a new city with 60,000 houses. The Waterfield farmers are demanding inclusion in plans for Waterfield. Any dislocation should result in mutually beneficial relocation in the area and adequate compensation. The government plans for Waterfield has little or nothing to do with development or what is best for the country. It is simply speculating in real estate with projected returns in the billions for their associates and friends. This is not the first time the Waterfield community is at the verge of being extinct. If you don't know your history, you are doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past. In 1939, under an accord, destroyers for bases, the U.S. government gave Britain 50 destroyers for lands in the colonies. In Trinidad, they got Chagaramas and Waterfield. To build Fort Reed, they cleared a large section of the El Mamo forest, diverted the Arima River, and removed the Waterfield farmers. Indeed, way back in 1780, Amerindians were forcibly removed from lands in Aruca and Tacarigua and relocated to Arima. These arable lands were given to the new French planters. Arima, which is quite possibly the native word for hill or water, had an Amerindian settlement when Trinidad was first colonized. In 1757, Capuchin friars conquered and established a mission to convert the Amerindians to Christianity. From 1784 to 1795 and from 1813 to 1828, Arima was a restricted Amerindian community. In the Museum of the University of Florida in Gainesville, there are Amerindian artifacts from Arima dated 200 years before Columbus visited. We must repatriate these. By 1850, Arima had grown into a key village in the colony with several cocoa estates in the east. The first passenger and freight railroad in Trinidad was inaugurated from Port of Spain to Arima in 1876. On August 1st, 1888, Queen Victoria granted royal borough status to Arima. On the 10th anniversary of the borough, Mayor John Francis Wallen donated the dial. The dial had speakers to broadcast messages from the town council. The dial is not only the most recognizable landmark in Arima and indeed Trinidad and Tobago. It has been a meeting place for generations. If you had to meet a partner, a boyfriend or a girlfriend or anyone, the expression was and still is, meet me by the dial. My friends, if you compare Arima to all the other towns in Trinidad and Tobago, Scarborough, San Grande, Mayaro, Beach, Rio Claro, Princess Town, Davis, Siparia, Faizabad, Pointe-a-Pierre, Marabella, Cuba, Chaguanas, St. James, Sawa, Curep, Tunapuna, Aruca, unlike Arima, they all have a main street as their commercial center. Arima has a beautiful network of streets sitting on the foothills of the scenic Northern Range. The United National Congress Alliance is saying there is no need to build a city in Waterfield. Arima is ideally suited to be upgraded to a city, with Waterfield a part of the city, with its e-tech park, light industry, including agro-processing, recycling, and manufacturing. A small town surrounding a green belt to accommodate the displaced community. The larger dairy farms can be relocated to the north along the Arima Road. Some 448 acres have already been identified. The other animal husbandry, pigs, sheep, goats, and poultry farmers, and mixed crops and vegetable farmers can be accommodated in the green belt around the town. Those who just need a home should be given first preference to houses in the new Waterfield. The Waterfield community has given a resounding no to Caroni lands and no to the large Cuban farms on the Arima Road until the resolution and regularization of the Waterfield community. Under the United National Congress, the new city of Arima will get a new city hall and administration complex, a Holly Vitolier Center for the Performing Arts, an El Marez First People Heritage Estate, a Lord Kitchener Promenade, a Phil Simmons Cricket First Class venue, a new hospital, police station, fire station, a maxi taxi hub with toilet facilities, restroom, cafeteria, and so on, and other sports grove, a new retail market, wholesale market, abattoir with cold storage facility. All these can be built on the outskirts of the present town. My friends, you can be assured these are not empty promises, because the UNC built 22 police stations, 35 primary schools, 52 secondary schools, 46 early childhood centers, including schools in Blanchishes, Malabar, Santa Rosa Heights, Valencia, Comoto, Brazil, Manzanilla, and Beach. We constructed 49 health facilities, a new state-of-the-art airport, the National Library, the Larry Gong Stadium in Arima, and 3 other stadiums. The United National Congress Alliance will work with you to find solutions. For example, every day there are large traffic congestions along the main streets for the gas station at Hollis and King, Broadway and Prince. Obviously, the long-term solution will be to relocate these gas stations away from the city center and maybe increase the numbers. But the short-term solution is quite simple. Motorists line up on the major road and exit on the minor road. So the minor roads are clear and the major roads are gridlocked. By simply switching the enter and exit signs, you move the lines from the major to the minor roads. This must result in a better traffic flow. We can repair the landslide on the old Blanchishes Road at Mount Pleasant because the UNC built 65 bridges, paved 4,000 kilometers of road, and constructed the cross-crossing high interchange. Now ask yourself, after spending over $200 billion, what did you get in the past 6 years? Do you think your loved ones deserve better? Can the country generate another $200 billion or more to feed this regime with their blind-sized egos if you put them back? This government closed down NBN, TDT, Caroni, Biwi, and now they're trying their utmost best to close down the treasury. This people-unfriendly, uncaring, despotic, secret society lodge leadership has dislocated people in Cashew Trace, Claxton Bay, Castlefield, Point Fortin, Malik, Barataria, Ramguli Trace, Curep, Union Hall, Bagatal, Aranguez, KP Lands, Valencia, Tunpuna Road, Arima, Waterfield, and now even Tambourine Square. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Martin Luther King. The UNC position should be and will be that any development plan will include the residents and all stakeholders. The proposed dislocation of any community for national development must begin with meaningful consultation, mutually beneficial relocation, and adequate compensation. Water field farmers will be included in any plans to develop the new water field. The UNC will aim at sustainable development that is environment friendly and people friendly. Floods in the rainy season and water shortages in the dry season. In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Bob Marley. There's a saying, save some for a rainy day. With water it should be, save some for a dry day. Problems? Floods when it rains and low water in the dry season. Solution? Store water by building above and underground reservoirs, wells and dams. Start by building a dam at the Caparo Basin. In our last term we built a 24 million gallon desalination plant and delivered water to 85% of the population. In our next term, it's water for all. JFK said, if a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. Unless we want to ignore the lessons of Haiti, we must strive to be self-sufficient in food and strive to end the cycle of perpetual poverty by empowering our people. My friends, some may ask, who is Sookram Ali? What can the ultimate selector do for Arima? What kind of representation can he provide? What has he done? What is his track record? Well, before you take my word, you can ask these groups about the contribution of the ultimate selector through the years. Holy Cross College Old Boys, the Santa Rosa Carol Community, the Friends of the Arima Hospital, the Steel Band Movement, Tuco East Zone, the Parang Association, the Arima Tennis Club, the business community, the Waterfield community, NGOs and CBOs. My friends, whatever the issue is, whether it's domestic, community, or national, sporting, social, cultural, or political, I beseech you, do not base your decision on half the story. Get all the facts. Listen to all sides before you decide, especially in politics. Judge politicians by their actions, not just by their words. Mahatma Gandhi said, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. The United National Congress is now in the third step. We have been ignored, we have been laughed at, and they have been fighting us. The next step is victory. There is a place in the house of the rising sun where there is hope for everyone. Better days are coming. Ja de Rem. Good night and God bless.